well, we're here. It's wet, rainy, and there's a little bit of snow on the ground. And hopefully I don't get my tires stuck in the mud. But there is a river right over there. We're gonna fish that. It looked pretty good coming in. It was a little bit murkier, which is kind of good for this winter. When it's a little too visible, the fish get spooked really easily. So we're gonna head on over there. We're gonna try and catch some fish. I have no idea how this is going to go today. It's an interesting day, so let's go do it. I'm ready to go catch some fish and have a good time. Hopefully you guys are too. Let's do it. Alright, what to choose? What to choose? Maybe I'll start with the tried and true. What always catches me fish. The zebra midge. Pretty much my go-to winter fly. Honestly. It's a great fly. I think I'll just start with one right now while I'm kind of reading the water a little bit and getting the depth right. So let's start with that and see where we go with that, because I don't really know yet. Honestly, there's probably something better, but as of right now, I'm kind of just gonna go into it winging it a little bit. Also, I use these little clear indicators. Typically, usually when the water is more clear, I will use a clear indicator. I found that sometimes those big giant neon orange ones spook the crap out of the fish, and I don't want that. So oh, beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely perfect. Okay. So we've got some riffles right there. I don't know though if I'm gonna fish those riffles. I'm seeing some sudlines right underneath that tree, and that's where I have caught some fish in the past. So what we're gonna do, hopefully not spooking anything. Oh, there's some mud there. We're gonna sneak in here and make a few casts, I think, right down this. Yeah, this water's a little bit higher than it was last time I was here, which is good. And it's not super clear. And I don't see a lot of disturbances. Wow, I just had a hit right off the bat. That was a hit. That's a good sign. Oh, that was something. We'll see if these fish, they might be a little bit spooky. Sometimes in the wintertime they get a little bit more spooky than usual. And then, but you know, then again, they don't have a lot of pressure on them. That was something. So, maybe I don't know if I'm deep enough either. I kind of see it bouncing on the bottom. That was a fish. I just had one on. Dang it. Gotta love when I do that. Watch this and get as close as I can to this hole. That was another hit. Man, there's definitely fish. And all of these that I've had have looked like hits rather than snags. Really what I'm trying to do is I want that nymph to kind of bounce along the rocks down there. That's something. Oh, that might have been, I think that might have been bottom. So I'm gonna come down here a little bit very carefully. Wading, I sometimes Wonder how much it spooks these fish. That's a good drift right there. Gotta fix it with a mend though. My quasi roll casting, that's a pretty good drift. That's a great drift actually. Oh, yeah, okay, that was something. Great, great. We'll stay in this spot. And I think we'll keep on the zebra. There's a spot right along that rock right there. Yeah. And I could switch, which is probably not a bad idea. But I don't think fly's a problem. There we go. Absolutely. That is a good fish too for this little place. There we are. Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Let's get him over here. Let's get him in these riffles. That's a good little brown for this river. Yeah. Oh, he's a little skinny. Oh, man. Yeah. There we go. First fish of the day. Let's get him in the water. There he goes. He's gone. Fantastic. Awesome, awesome. All right. Well, that gets the skunk off the boat. There's got to be more in there. I know there's more in there. And we're going to get them. Right on those sud lines. So if you follow, there's little bubbles on the water. And those little bubbles are they're kind of like the highways for the food. So if you're new to fly fishing or just fishing even in general with like a spinning rod, you want to get in those sud lines. If you get in those sud lines, they carry the food right to the fish. At least so I've been taught. I could be wrong. I could be just spewing absolute crap. But I will say, getting in those sud lines is where I've had the most success. It's so hard sometimes to know. That's a fish. There we go. There we go. There we go. Ooh, he's a little fighter. That's a good fighter. He's tiny, but he's a fighter. That first one is a brown. What's this one? Another brown? Looks like another brown. All right, let's get him up here. He's tiny. He's just a little guy. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for biting. See you later. Cool. Okay. I don't want to leave this spot because there's fish here. Come on. As I was saying, I think I was just about to say, I think I sometimes don't know when to switch spots. Sometimes I get too hung up on a spot, and that might be my ADHD brain. Oh, shoot. Sometimes, let's see. That's still there. All right. Sometimes I get too hung up. They might be biting right now. I've seen a couple of good indicators go down. That's a good drift right there. That should be right in front of something. That should, oh. How did that one not get, oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. That was on the end of my drift. I guess that goes to show. That looks like the same one. It's not, but in terms of size, This guy's pretty small. Oh, he's a little smaller, I think. Oh, you got hit right good, huh? Yeah, that's a pretty fish. All right. Goodbye, buddy. All right. It's right in front of that rock and just beyond. Like right there. I'm shocked, actually, at that last one. I thought that drift, I was like, oh, that's the best drift I've had all day, and there was no fish on it. And it was, turns out it was at the literal end, the weirdest part of my drift. That was another strike. I think we figured them out. I might even go a little bit deeper. I know there's some bigger fish in here. This river, they actually want you to harvest your limit on brown trout because there's a bunch of them in here. They don't ever get that big. I mean, there's a few massive ones in here that hang around. I've caught a couple of decent sized ones. That first one we caught is about probably the average size. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I feel like I'm getting a good drift. And something I've learned is if you're not snagging a couple of times on the bottom, you're not deep enough. It sounds counterintuitive. Like, it sounds stupid when I say that, but when you're getting bounces off the rocks, if you notice the indicator, you probably can't see it on this small camera or this wide angle lens, but when you see it bouncing kind of a little bit, you want it to bounce on the rocks. That's what the fish, that's what they're right there. They're at the bottom. That's a fish. That's a good fish. That's a really good fish. Yep, that's a really good fish. Okay, let's get him up. Woo! He doesn't want to come up. That's a really good fish for this river. Oh boy, I might need my net for this one. Decent sized fish for in here. Yeah. Sweet. Oh, look at you, beautiful baby. That's a great one. If I can get this hook out. Woo, he's skinny too. But that is a late winter. He's been beat up. That is a late winter brownie. Let's get him back. Let's make sure he's good. There he goes. All right. Yeah. All right. For this river, that's a good fish. Okay, well, it's getting kind of cold, and I don't know what time it is. I actually haven't checked my phone or anything, but I think it's time to go make some food. I'm not, I haven't had any luck for the past little bit. We got 5, which is good, but I'm starving, and I think it's time to eat. So let's go cook some food. So this is the Firemaple stove. It's pot and stove. I've heard nothing but good things about this, but I've never used it. So, okay. So I've got this pot here and this little, like a stove thing here. We got that screwed on there. And now there's this little button I can turn on. A little bit of gas. And woo! Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yep, that works. Probably about that much. That's probably good. Okay. Now let's get this right on here. And then boil some water. So yeah, I've got this beef stroganoff here. I've had this one before. I really like it, but I wasn't sure if it was like a one-time thing or I got a really weird one. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it works. And I did something with my thumb with that butane. I think I frostbit it a little bit. I hope not, but it's doing pretty good. You can see the steam kind of coming off of this, so that's a good sign. Yeah, I'd say that's working pretty good. I like that. That's quite nice. Let's turn that off. Always pack trash out, by the way. It's nice to keep these places clean for other people to use them. Whew, I burned myself. That would have been bad. Okay. Pour that in there. We'll take our spoon here. Hopefully I got enough water in there and not too much in there. Yeah, it's good. And all we do is seal that up for 10 minutes. And I'll check with you guys then. Okay, so while that is sitting for 10 minutes, I've got it right here. I was gonna quickly show you what this Firemaple kit comes with. It's pretty cool. As far as it's a jet boil kind of. If you ever used a jet boil before, it's a lot like those. It has like this component with it, which is the stove part of it, and then I had to buy this canister separate. And then it has this, which is kind of a storage thing, I think. And then it has this pot, which has a little insulation on there, which is really nice. And so far, I mean, it worked really good. I mean, I can start this thing up again and kind of show it's got some power to it, which is really nice. And it took me probably about, I don't know, I want to say a minute, 2 minutes maybe, to boil that water up. So, pretty good if you ask me. All right, it's been 10 minutes now. Okay, so there's what we're working with here inside of there. Looks pretty good. I think I got the water right. So, let's try this and see how it is. If it's still good, if I still like it, or if it's one of those ones that I don't know. I don't like freeze-dried meals, but these ones that I've had have been pretty good. So, bon appetit. Yeah. That's still good. That's really good. There's chunks of beef in there. That tastes really good. On a scale of 1 to 10, for freeze-dried meals, this is not for everything. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would honestly put this at about an 8 for a freeze-dried meal. The ones that I've had in the past, I have not liked. They've been disgusting. But this is good. This is really good. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. And we're going to get on out of here because it is starting to get dark. And that's the last thing I want to do is drive in the wet, rain, and dark. That doesn't sound fun. So I'm going to shut this off, finish eating, and I'll see you back at the car. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. This has kind of been a fun little test to see what I can do. And I want to point out, I am not sponsored by Firemaple or Peak Refuel in any way. I just wanted to try them out and review them myself. I really like them. I highly recommend them. So if you guys want to check them out, I'll link them in the description. But if you like this type of content, if you like outdoor stuff, you like fishing, you like anything in nature, please subscribe. We're going to do some fun adventures. I've got a lot of fun trips planned coming up. A couple of big fishing trips where we're going to go jigging for large Mackinaw. And so if you're at all interested in that kind of thing, please follow us. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining us.